This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. W4NDK, CQ, and standing by. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. W4NDK, CQ, and standing by. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. W4NDK on 14.314, CQ, and standing by. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. CQ, CQ, CQ. CQ, CQ, CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. CQ, CQ, CQ.
Kilo, India 5, India, Yankee Victor.
Kilo, India 5, India, Yankee Victor, Roger in Louisiana. You're 5-7, North Carolina.
Nate, how are you this morning?
I'm good, you're 5-7.
Well, I got you 5-9 here to Louisiana, good strong signal.
Oh, thanks very much. What's going on these days?
Well, we're expecting a pretty bad winter storm to blow through here at the south, something that we're definitely not accustomed to. They're talking about some overnight low temperatures in the teens, down near 10 degrees.
Yeah, that's pretty cold. We're going to get down to 25 or so, but not that cold. Hopefully crops and everything are going to survive through this. Hopefully you got some extra, firewood and stuff stored there, Roger.
Yeah, I'm pretty secure in my situation. I'm definitely worried about the general public. A lot of people.
CQ, CQ. Yeah, QSL, me too. Worried about the folks up here in the mountains where it's going to be about that temperature that we're victims of Helene. Over.
Yeah, that's definitely some primitive living for those folks out there. Hopefully they're going to be safe and sound.
Yeah, I hope so too. A lot of their benefits are running out and being moved out of hotels and stuff, so hopefully they have family members to move in with, or their houses are getting rebuilt. Well, nice to hear you, Roger. Thanks for coming into the live streaming on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio, and I think we've spoken 2 other times, once on 15, that was a couple weeks ago, and then in December on 20. Good to hear you again, Roger. That's Kilo India 5, India Yankee Victors. Try to stay warm down there. Watch out for the storm. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. 73.
73, Nate. Enjoy your day. This is KI5YV.
Great audio. 73. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. We got folks in the live chat there. Calling CQ, CQ. We're on 14314. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo in Charlotte, North Carolina. Calling CQ.
4 Foxtrot 2, Golf, Quebec.
Hey, Bob in Jupiter. How's it going? We've talked many times. You sound good. You're about a 5-7 here in North Carolina.
You're doing about the same here, Nate. Good to hear you. How's everything here in North Carolina? Over.
Things are good. Things are good. It's 26 degrees right now, a little chilly, very cold, but not as cold as some parts of the country. It's sunny, though. That's a good thing. How are things in Florida?
Right now, we're totally overcast with rain. Wind from the north is 2,
50 degrees, Roger. Well, my mother-in-law's on a cruise down there right now. She's on her way to the Bahamas, so hopefully it's not too chilly out there. Well, good to hear you, Bob. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully you had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. Last time we spoke was December 21st.
I see that. We go back all the way to July 2021. Over.
Yes, sir. That was about a year after I got my ticket, so you're one of my first contacts on HF. Yes, sir. And we have also spoken when I was walking with a handheld HF transceiver and Elecraft. So I've done pedestrian mobile and I put that out there on my YouTube channel. Well, good to hear you, Bob. Thank you for coming back to me. Over.
Okay, Nate. All the best wishes to you and yours. 73, and God bless.
Yeah, 73 to you. God bless. KF2GQ. I remember you worked for the telecom companies, which I've also worked in telecom. 73 W4 NDK.
73.
N4 PSK.
N4 Papa Sierra Kilo. Is that correct?
That is correct. N4 Phase Shift King. I just came in about the time you were talking about pedestrian mobile, and that's always been on my bucket list. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh yeah, you're down kind of close to where Bob is, and he was in Jupiter, Florida. You're in Stuart, Florida. Yeah, pedestrian mobile's kind of fun. I just string a radio behind me with the Elecraft KX2 and put the AX1 whip on there, and there you go.
Yep. I had a little lithium battery, and I was going to get one of those military-style, backpacks, basically. It's like a big flat metal piece, and I was going to mount the battery at the bottom, and I was even going to go, maybe with a little power with that mobile MFJ 12-volt amp they had. I got that sitting in the corner. I was going to have some fun with it. We travel a little bit, and I'll take the radio up to Alaska with me and other places, but never messed with the amplifier. But it would be pretty freaking cool to have a nice little setup like that, Maybe a screwdriver antenna and a couple ground wires, radials you'd drag on the ground.
Yeah, QSL. Yeah, you can see a video of me doing it on my channel. It's Go Amateur Radio on YouTube, and it's real easy with the KX2. So check it out. It's almost like it turns the thing into an HT. I can hold it in my hand. Much easier than carrying an amp, but you might need an amp if you're in Alaska. And is your name Robert or is it Bob? Over.
Well, it's the FCC calls me Robert, and my friends call me Bob. So there you go. But all right, that sounds pretty cool. And I was trying to hold the mic here with one hand. I used to have a foot switch and all that, but haven't got all that working. The headset and all that used to be a big DX chaser. Now I'm kind of just rag too. But all right, well, good. Yeah, you mentioned telecom. I work on Harris P25 towers and stuff like that. So I guess you can consider that telecom.
Yeah, QSL. That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of folks on ham radio came from the industry. And I'm sort of contracting with a radio company now that does two-way radios for businesses, Kenwood, next Kenwood. Well, excellent, N4 PSK. What are you running down there? You sound really good. Good audio, 5.9.
It's little homemade stuff here. I mean, the main radio is the 7300. And then I got my homebrew, if you see it up to the side. I put automatic band switching, so I never finished the faceplate. That's my own LDMOS amplifier build. And then it's kind of a do-it-yourself vertical in the backyard. It's components from all kinds of stuff. It started as a 0.5 45-footer. And then I turned it into a 40-meter vertical. Then I put a trap in it, so it was a 40-30 meter. I used to do a lot of, PSK and FT8 and all that good stuff. And then I added a 20-meter quarter wave. So it's kind of a fan vertical with one-element trap. So it's kind of a wide-band vertical.
Well, QSL, well, it's working, definitely working for you. Sound very good up here in North Carolina. Congrats on the audio and the signal strength. This antenna seems to propagate well down to Florida. My other one not so much, but this is a doublet homebrew with 600 ohm ladder line up about 45 feet. And I'm running barefoot with the FTDX10. Well, thanks for coming back to my CQ call. If you want to hear your audio, you can go to my channel, Go Amateur Radio on YouTube. Over.
Okay, yeah, I see it right here. I got the YouTube here. I guess I see 2 days ago or whatever, but I'll figure it out when I get out here. Probably can't listen to YouTube and talk on the radio. My old mind, that would probably mess with me. But yeah, you sound real good. Now I've taken a lot of time to tweak it, make sure I'm not overloading the ALC, and I'm in a very linear section of the amplifier, and you don't need to squeeze every watt out of the thing. So there was a lot of adjusting to it.
Yeah, QSL. Well, it's working great for you there, Bob. Excellent. Well, I appreciate the contact. I'm going to see if I can get a couple more. Good to hear you down in Stuart, Florida. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. And I have a picture of my grandparents in the 60s fishing in Stuart, Florida. I see a sign. They're sitting there on the dock on one of my shelves at the bottom of my stairs here. So I think about Stuart, Florida every day. Over to you for your final. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo.
All right. Very good. Yeah, it's the sailfish capital of the world. Gets a lot of sailfish here. But it has grown. Man, everyone came to Florida after COVID, and it's like an invasion. I think a lot of them after the hurricanes are leaving. I think now they're going to Texas. So the great American migration. But, yeah, great QSO, and enjoyed it. I'll look for you again. N4 PSK 73.
N4 PSK 73. Enjoy your travels. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo, CQ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo, W4NDK, CQ, and standing by. CQ. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo, CQ.
Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. This is Kilo Echo 4, Echo X-Ray Zulu.
Kilo Echo 4, Echo X-Ray Zulu. Richard in Florida, St. Pete. You are coming in 5'9" here in North Carolina. Is your name Richard?
That's true. I go by Rick. And you are my third AGM.
Well, congratulations. Thanks for making me your third HF contact. You're doing well. What kind of radio and what kind of antenna are you running down there?
Actually, I'm running one of the G90s, if you're familiar with that. It's only putting out, right now, I think about 19 watts. And I've got a homebrew doublet that's on some ladder line. And it seems to be doing a really good job. I'm really pleased with this setup.
Oh, wow. Where did you get the plans or the idea to build the homebrew doublet? I build homebrew doublets. I do the 22-foot Soda Beams homebrew doublet. I'm talking to you on one right now.
Excellent. Yeah, I don't know. I did a lot of research online, and one of the other users, I don't even recall his time, but he put some information out there about it. It's like 44 feet long total, 22 each side, and I've only got it up about 25 feet, but it seems to be doing a great job. I'm in an urban area here, so not a lot of room for antennas.
Yeah, well, you're doing great with 55 signal strength, 55 to North Carolina. I'm running 100 watts. What is my signal report down there?
Oh, you're coming in fantastic. Really clear. I heard you talking to the previous operator. I just got in on the tail end of that. And when I heard you call on CQ, I thought I'd come back, hopefully, to get you to answer, which you did.
Okay, yeah, I did, Rick. Thanks very much. My name is Nate, by the way. And if you want to hear your excellent audio from that G90, you can go to my YouTube channel. Over.
Oh, great. Yeah, I looked up here on QRZ. The info is on there, correct?
Yes, it is, and it's Go Amateur Radio is the channel name. Go Amateur Radio. Over.
Got it. Yes, I will check that out, and I appreciate the contact as well.
Yeah, you sound great. And congrats on building the 44-foot long homebrew doublet. Did the same thing. There are plans out there on the Soda Beam site for it. Free plans. Build it out of one wire for each side and tie figure 8 knots at the top is what I did. And I built my spreaders out of, first time I did it, I used drinking straws from McDonald's, and the second time I used chopsticks, and I painted them with Rust-Oleum, so they've lasted pretty well. Over.
That is innovative, I'll say that. Yeah, for mine, I just used some speaker wire, essentially, and then some paracord to tie off the end.
Excellent. Well, you started with the best antenna. You know, I guess a beam might be the next step, but you don't need to go back to a regular old coax-fed dipole because you probably got one S unit or two better with that than with a regular dipole with coax. So congrats on starting off with that one and 20 watts. You're doing great, Rick. And you have you ever checked into the QRP SSB net on Sunday nights?
No, I have not. I'm fairly new at the HF. I've just got my general ticket last month. I'd had a technician for some years, but I just kind of let it lapse and picked up the hobby again last fall and decided to go for the general. So that's what I'm doing here now.
Well, excellent. Well, glad you got the general. And if you want to play with QRP, you know, turn the power down from 20 as low as you can go with that doublet. You can check in with either Steve in North Carolina, KO4GSM, or Kilo Zero Kilo Lima Bravo, Kevin in Iowa. You can look him up by his call sign, 6:30 Eastern Sunday nights, the QRP SSB net. And there's a live stream on YouTube, QRP SSB net. Over.
Okay, I'm scribbling all this down, so give me a second here. One thing I wanted to mention on this rig that I got, this G90, I'm sure you've probably read about it and everything, but the antenna tuner on this thing is just awesome. I mean, it tunes every band just perfectly on that doublet, so I'm really pleased with that.
Yeah, roger that. Yes, I had one of those G90s also, and so I used it. The audio is great. The output of audio is great. The tuner works. It's a great first radio. Great portable radio to keep. Excellent, Rick. Well, I'm glad you're starting off with that on HF, and congratulations. Thanks for making me your third contact, and I appreciate the contact. I'm going to see if I can get a couple more here with the day off today. Kilo Echo 4 Echo X-Ray Zulu, Rick, and St. Pete, Florida. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Congratulations. Doing great.
Okay, thanks, Nate, and I appreciate the contact again, and may talk to you again at some future point. Kilo Echo 4 Echo X-Ray Zulu, I'll be clear.
73. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo on 14.314 megahertz CQ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ.
November 0, Radio Mike Charlie.
November 0, Romeo Mike Charlie. Wow, 5'9", 10 over here from Missouri to North Carolina. Is it Ron or Ronald?
Well, legally it's Ronald. I go by Ron.
Okay, Ron, nice to meet you today. My name is Nate. I'm live streaming on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio. And Ron, what are you running today? Because whatever you're doing, it's great.
It's an Icom 7610, putting out about 90 watts right now into a hex beam about 30 feet off the ground.
Wow, well, that's excellent signal, Ron. I see you served our country. Thanks very much for that. Over.
Yeah, QSL, it was a good experience, prepared me well for a civilian career, and now since over, I am thoroughly enjoying being totally retired. Go ahead.
Oh, yes, I can fully understand that, enjoy that, and you get to play radio now. And your audio is really good from that 7610, November 0, Romeo Mike Charlie, Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I have to keep reminding myself not to swallow the microphone. It picks up well from a normal sitting position here. It's just using ICOM's desk mic seems to get the job done.
Yeah, roger. I'm trying to remember not to swallow the mic myself. I'm live streaming right now. I'm looking at the ALC, and I'm at about 8, so I'm good. How do I sound? Over.
Sounds terrific.
Okay, thank you very much. And you can hear your great audio on YouTube. Go Amateur Radio is the channel if you want to check it out.
Yeah, I'll go take a look. Thanks.
Thank you, Ron. Good to meet you. Hope to catch you again. I'll put your call sign in the description so you can search for it on Google and it'll come up with the video. November 0, Romeo Mike Charlie, Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Nice to meet you. 73.
73.
You're in the log. That was November 0, Romeo Mike Charlie. He's in Missouri. He was 5'9" here, 100 watts with a hex beam and a 7610. That was the best audio yet, coming from as far away as Missouri. We had Louisiana, 3 in Florida, 4 in Florida, and 1 in Missouri. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. I'm on 14.314, live streaming on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio, CQ, CQ, CQ.
How about Arkansas?
Oh, yeah, there's another great station. Let me adjust something here on my side, but you're 5'9", 10 over.
Roger, Roger. You got WW4Q out here in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Over?
Okay, I've heard that's a beautiful place, Hot Springs. And what is your name? Over?
I just go by D, just the letter D. My name is so long, you know, and I even butcher my own name, so I just go by the letter D as in Delta there. Over?
Okay, well, it's definitely great audio. Looks like you got a nice shack there and some audio processing. What are you running?
Oh, just Kenwood with a bunch of eBay junk. That's what I call it, eBay junk. It's Aphex Dominator 2. It's basically set up for AM, but I use it on sideband there. Over.
QSL, and how much power are you running? What's your amp?
It's an AL80B. I'm running about, let's see here, about 800 watts.
Okay, and your antenna?
It's a ZS6 BKW. My tower is down right now, so this is all I'm running. I'm running it as a flat top ZS6 BKW there. Over.
Okay, yes, good antenna. I'm running a doublet on this side and 100 watts with a Yaesu FTDX10, and I'm live streaming on YouTube as Go Amateur Radio. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, so that's a homemade doublet? It's a homemade antenna?
Yes, it is. Yes, I made it out of Soda Beams wire, 26 gauge, and I got the plans off their website, Sierra Oscar Tango Alpha SOTA Beams, and it's called the Portable Doublet, free plans, and just built it basically there, but I used spreaders. I made my own spreaders out of chopsticks. I think next time I make spreaders, I've used PVC pipe. I'll do that again with PVC pipe, but instead of drilling a hole through it, I'll cut slits in the end and put them at a little bit of an angle. Over.
Yeah, I listened to a bunch of guys on 80 meters talking on doublets, and they sound really good, and you're coming in really good yourself. Yeah, I was curious about the doublets there. You know, maybe I'd like to put something up like that instead of just a regular dipole. You know, just put a doublet for like 80 to 10 meters there. Over.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. You know, you're right. If you go around 80 meters, most of the guys are running doublets. Doublets are infeds, and the doublet allowed me to not use an amp, don't even own one. And I get 1 or 2 S units better signal reports with the doublet than with the dipole. By the way, I could switch over to the dipole, but I need to tune it so you can see the difference. But just losing the coax really helps. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Yeah, the doublet, you said it was an end-fed?
No, it's not an infed, it's a doublet. I just said a lot of guys are running infeds also on 80 meters, but the doublet is what I'm running. If you want to see the plans for it, I think I got a link on my QRZ page. Over.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll check it out. Yeah, I listened to the guys with the half waves, and they don't sound nowhere near as good as the doublet guys. I don't know if you ever listened to AC1DD. He's talking on the doublet, I think, something like that, and it sounds pretty good. And a bunch of the guys on 80 AM and all over there, they're talking on doublets. So, you know, it's got me really interested there. Over.
Yeah, Roger that. One of the guys a couple QSOs ago is a new general. He has a G90, and he was talking to me from Florida. He was 5'5" with 20 watts with the doublet all the way up here. So he had built his first antenna as a doublet. So that's one of the first guys I've talked to that started off with a doublet. Over.
Yeah, I started off with a Alpha Delta. What was it? A DD or something like that, or I can't remember now. It was a 80 and 40 meter dipole, shortened dipole. I was living in California, and it was the only antenna that would fit on my property there. Over.
Yep, QSL. Yeah, I started off with a W5GI mystery antenna and a G5RV. The G5RV, both of them were parallel to each other, and the mystery antenna won out. And then I graduated to the doublet. Over.
Yeah, I was listening to those mystery antennas on 80 meters too. They sound pretty good. They do a great job. Okay, then I didn't get your personal.
Nate, November Alpha Tango Echo.
Okay, Nate. Hey, good talking with you, man. Maybe we'll talk again some other time there. I usually hang out on 14.313. So anyway, 73s. Sounding good out there. WW4Q.
WW4Q. Did you say 14313 is, what was the 14313?
Yeah, I usually hang out there, and I hang out on AM on 3875, 3880s, around that area.
Okay, well, I'll look for you, 3880 or so. I'm putting that in the notes here. I'll look for you at night. And Tim down there, he hangs out somewhere around there. Do you know him? He's I work for his company.
Okay, Nate. Good to hear you out there, and have fun. No doubt about it. WW4Q out in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Good day.
WW4Q. Good day to you too. 73. He has great audio there in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And this is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. We were talking about the doublet antenna. CQ.
Kilo 2, Hotel Zulu Echo, New York City.
Kilowatt 2, Hotel Zulu Echo. Thomas? Is it Thomas in New York?
Yes, that is. It is correct. You're sounding very good over here. I'm in the Bronx, New York City, just using an FT991A, and I'm operating it remotely. It's up on the second story of the house, and I'm downstairs in the kitchen. And I'm just using my Android phone to key it up. You sound real good on the doublet, over.
Well, thanks very much. You sound very good here, too. You're 5'7" in North Carolina, Thomas. And tell me, what is the program you're using for that remote?
Yeah, no problem. It's remotehams.com. Remotehams.com. My radio is one of the servers on there. And I'm running two antennas. I'm running a Comet CHA 250B. That's up at 50 feet. That's the 24-foot vertical. That gives you your 6 to 80 meters. I can receive 160, but of course it's not efficient enough to transmit. And then on the 2-meter 440 and C4FM side, I'm running the Monster, the Comet GP9. Over.
QSL. Roger that. I run the same antenna on 2-meter 440. It's up about 50 feet, mounted onto a tree in my yard, and this is a doublet antenna. You sound really good, and Thomas, I think I might have used remote hams before. I might try it again. Is there a little bit of a delay in it? I used to run into a little bit of a delay. Over.
Yes, there is. There's about a half a second to a second delay. So that's why sometimes it's a little hard to work pileups and everything, because you got to wait that little bit, half a second to a second. That's the lowest I was able to get it. And I'm using my Android phone. I can also use Echo Link and everything. If you look me up on the QRZ, you'll see I run a very large network, and most of that is all linked together.
QSL, well, I'll take a look at it. Took a look at it this afternoon, and you're on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio. And by the way, Thomas, what is my report?
Oh, you're 5 and 9 over here in Bronx, New York City.
Thank you for the 5 and 9, Thomas. Thank you very much, and thanks for finding me here. You sound great. I'm writing down, needing to look at this later at remote hams again. You sound great. And are you running any power?
No, not at all. Just running the 100 watts with the radio. Just 100 watts. I do have the 250B grounded, though, very, very well. And that's all I'm running over here. Over.
Well, congratulations. You're doing really well for 100 watts from the Bronx down here. Well, thanks for finding me, and you're on the live stream. Nice to meet you here on the band, 73.
All right, we really appreciate it. 73, great to meet you, and don't forget to look me up on the QRZ. If you're interested in my remote station, you can send me an email at my callsign@yahoo.com. I'll be listening in the background.
73. That's Kilo 2 Hotel Zulu Echo. He's running remote from downstairs up to the upstairs antenna on the roof. That's Thomas in the Bronx. And he has great audio, doing really well. And I think I'm going to get back on remote hams after that because I don't always want to sit in this chair. I want to go sit on the other side of the room or downstairs. That's Kilo 2 Hotel Zulu Echo. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Clear with him and QRZ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ.
Kilo Juliet 5 Echo X-Ray Juliet.
Kilo Juliet 5 Echo X-Ray Juliet. Is it William or Bill?
Will, Whiskey India Lima.
Will, excellent signal, Will. 5-9, 10 over from Arkansas to North Carolina.
Yeah, you're in North Carolina. You got a good signal here. You're 5-10 or 5-9 with about 5 over or something.
All right. Well, thank you. The band is nice today. All right. What are you running, Will?
Well, I got an ICOM 7300, and then I got a Mercury 3 amp, and I got a dipole cut for 20 meters out back in a pecan tree.
QSL pecan tree makes me think of eastern North Carolina. Grandparents had pecan trees. What kind of power are you running right now, and how do you feed your dipole?
I'm running about 400 watts, and I got LMR 400.
Okay, yeah, that's very low loss, so good job there. Will, sound very good. Thanks for coming in here. I'm running a 100 watts with the FTDX10 and a homebrew doublet antenna up about 40 feet, and it's about 120 feet from end to end on the legs, 60 feet each side, Will. Sound great here. Thanks for coming back to my CQ call. If you want to hear your audio, you can go to YouTube to Go Amateur Radio. QSL?
QSL, I'm going to look it up right now.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in to me here. Kilo Juliet 5 Echo X-Ray Juliet. I'll say 73 from Whiskey 4 NDK.
Yeah, Roger. Whiskey 4 NDK from Kilo Juliet 5 Echo X-Ray Juliet. I'm going to be listening for a while.
Thank you for listening, and thanks for coming in. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. See if we can get a couple more. CQ. I see we got 9 folks in the live chat, and quite a few people watching right now. Thank you very much. We're at 14314, and the live stream is Go Amateur Radio on YouTube. QRZ.
Victor Echo 3 November Sierra Victor.
Victor Echo 3 November Sierra Victor.
Yes, good morning. I actually found you via your YouTube channel, so I thought I'd check you out, see if I could make the connection here. Name is Terry, and I'm located west of Toronto. Go ahead.
Okay, you're due north of me, Terry. You're sounding great. You're 5'7" in North Carolina. What are you running?
Yeah, you got some really deep QSC here. I'm running an FTDX 3000 I used to with the off-center fed dipole about 25 feet in the air.
Okay, and are you barefoot?
Yeah, just running 100 watts.
Well, congratulations, Terry. You're sounding great for that. And I'm running a DX10 with a homebrew doublet antenna, 40 meters, fed with homebrew ladder line and about 3 feet of coax going to an Ultimax 4-to-1 Ballon. And you're sounding really good there, Terry. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for watching the YouTube channel. Hope you enjoy the day. Got a lot going on today. Victor Echo 3 November Sierra Victor. Thanks for coming back to me. And before you go, what is the temp up there?
Not sure what it is in Fahrenheit, but it was minus 16 degrees Celsius when I left for work this morning, and I had a hard time hearing you on the dipole, but I just switched to the ground loop in the backyard, and I've got you 5 and 9, so it must be getting some atmospheric noise. So that sounded really good. Back over to you.
Well, thank you very much. The ground loop, is that a listening antenna?
Yeah, it's a receive-only antenna on port 3 of my radio, and it's a KK5JY ground loop. If you get a chance, check out his website and check out the YouTube videos. It's really, really great antenna for receive-only.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I built the ground loop, so it's about 6 feet off the ground, and 4-to-1 Balun. It doesn't receive very well, but it is quiet. I think it's the Balun on there, or the Unun. It's a Balun, actually. So I got to check out his videos and check out your QRZ page, and maybe I'll learn something about that ground loop. I don't have a receive port on this radio. It's the FTDX10. I got one of those MFJ antenna switches, but it started to short. I don't think they build them very well. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do. Over.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, no, this is an antenna. It's actually on the ground. It's not a stationary ground. It's landscape. See that there into a 9-to-1 pilot. Right now, to do you can make your own Balun and use 75-ohm cable. So yeah, check it out. KK5JY ground loop, and if you got the room for it, it's a really good antenna. I got to get going. I got a phone call I got to jump on here, but it was great making the contact, and I'll be sure to check out my signal on your YouTube channel. I'm curious to see how well I'm getting into North Carolina there. So back over to you for 7-3.
Yeah, VE3 NSV. You got a phone call 73, and I'll check those things out. I'm working on my extras, so I'm talking to everybody about their antennas and learning from them. This is great. So thank you guys for teaching me stuff, and hopefully some folks will learn from us also as they watch the YouTube. 73. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo QRZ.
Norway 1.
Kilo Golf 5 Uniform November.
Norway 1 standby. Uniform November.
Yeah, good morning. Kilo Golf 5 Uniform November here. Name is Ed, Echo Delta. And you're 5 and 9, 5-8 to 5-9 with me here into the state of Mississippi. Over.
Oh, Ed, nice to meet you in Mississippi. My name is Nate. You're 5 and 9, North Carolina. What are you running? What's your antenna?
So the rig is ICOM 7610 barefoot, and a mystery antenna that I built a while back, and it's only between 25 and 30 feet in the air as an inverted V. Over.
QSL, I've got a mystery antenna myself. I'm talking on the doublet right now, but I also have a mystery antenna. Love those antennas. You're 5'9", doing great up here. Ed, nice to meet you. You can check out your audio on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio. What's the temp down there in Mississippi?
It's 29 degrees right now, which we don't like, and a chance of snow tomorrow, which apparently they tell me here is only about an every 10-year event. So we're not looking forward to that. But I'm a northerner, originally grew up in upstate New York. I lived with snow my whole life, so I'm not worried about it. But I'm gonna hopefully just stay inside and play radio. And yeah, you were peaking a little bit over S9 then, so a little QSB, but great signal, Nate, down here. Over.
Okay, great, and keep up the mystery antenna. I love that thing on 80 meters for sure, and I use it on 20. KG5UN, nice to meet you. 73, check out your audio on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio, and I'll be clear with you.
All right, Nate, thanks a lot. Good to meet you, and have fun with the antennas that you mess with up there as well. We'll catch you another time, so we'll see you later. W4NDK from KG5UN.
73. The November India station.
November 1, Uniform America, Italy.
November 1, Uniform Alpha, India. Sam in Connecticut, is that correct?
You got it right there, kiddo. Yeah, you're sounding good up here in southeastern Connecticut. I guess you're in South Carolina, Roger?
Yes, North Carolina actually, but I'm only about 20 minutes away from South Carolina. You're 5'6" in North Carolina. What are you running down there?
Okay, thanks for the 5.6. We're running a Yaesu FT991A, and it's hooked up to a myantennas.com. Let's see, it would be an end-fed half-wave. It's about 130 feet long. It's up about 55 feet. It's strung in a couple of trees here on my property.
QSL, it's working. You're up to 5'7" now, 5'7" Connecticut to North Carolina. I've been up to your area and Fairfield area to a wedding. It's beautiful up there. You sound good down here. Great in North Carolina. You can check out your audio on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio. And are you running any power?
Oh, negative. Just 100 watts here right out of the stock radio.
Okay, and what's the temp up there right now? What's the weather like?
Oh, well, it's nice and bright and sunny, and we got the snowfall overnight, so everything looks like the trees are growing cotton out here. And it's really bright, but it is cold. It's probably around 20 degrees out there. We don't expect any more than about 26 degrees this afternoon.
Yep, QSL, it's 28 degrees in Charlotte. That's about as cold as it gets down here. But if you drive a few miles up to our mountains to the west of us, it's a whole different story. It's probably in the teens, and they got snow. Well, good to hear you, Sam. Thanks for coming in. Check out your audio. This is November, I'm being clear with November 1 Uniform Alpha India 73. This is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo for your final.
Okay, Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. You're sounding great up here. Very good audio, by the way. And I'm watching you on YouTube, and you're looking fine. Everything's looking great here on the 14.314. Sound great. Keep it up, and have fun on the band. This is N1 UAI in Connecticut, 73.
N1 UAI, you came up to 5'8". Sound like you're running an amp there. Good job. Thanks very much, and this is Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. Call in CQ.
82 AMG, Kilo Delta 2, Alpha, Mike Zulu.
Kilo Delta, ending in Zulu?
Let me give it to you again. Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo. This is Kilo Delta 2, Alpha, Mike Zulu, Mike in New York.
Kilo Delta 2, Alpha Mike Zulu, Mike in New York. 57, North Carolina.
Boy, thank you, sir. The name here is Mike. I'm on Long Island, about 20 miles east of New York City. What is your name, please?
My name is Nate, short for Nathan. I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. Over.
Copy that, Nate. Copy North Carolina. Copy that. New York. Got the thing off today, and it's got the radio here. We have 21 degrees, and it snowed last night.
Roger, 21 in snow. Sounds cold up there. It's 28 degrees here. It's sunny in Charlotte. Tell me once again, what's your antenna?
My antenna that I'm currently using is a folded dipole. I'm using an FTDX 101 NT into a Mercury 3 amplifier. Oh, MFK tuner, but yeah. And that is my basic setup.
Okay, excellent. Well, you're coming up to 5'7", you know, it's a little QSB, but you're sounding great, Mike. Nice to meet you, Kilo Delta 2 Alpha Mike Zulu. You can hear your audio on YouTube at Go Amateur Radio. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, okay. That was Go Amateur Radio.
QSL, and what I'll do is take all the call signs from today, and I'll put a timestamp next to them, so you can go in the description and click on your call sign next to it, and it'll take you right to the QSO. Over.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I'll do that in a little while. Like I said, I'm just home here right now, relaxing. I figure I'll play a little bit of radio. Wonderful. Oh, by the way, your audio is good. I get you at about a 5'7" up here also in New York. Good audio.
Okay, thanks very much. I switched over to my dipole, and you came up there, and your audio is very clear, so it cut down on a lot of the noise. You sound great, Mike. Thanks very much for coming in. 73 from Whiskey 4, November Delta Kilo.
Thank you very much there, Nate. This is Kilo Delta 2, Alpha Mike Zulu, 73s. Have a good day.
73. QRZ?
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Charlie Whiskey.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Charlie Whiskey. John with the ICOM hat. Excellent. You sound good here. Give me a little more audio. Tell me what your antenna is. My name is Nate.
My antenna is an NSED half-wave Nelson 8010, and I'm running on an ICOM IC705 to a micro PA 50 plus amplifier.
So you're running about 50 watts? Hey, John, are you running about 50 watts?
Nope, you faded out there. You faded out.
Yeah, let me tune. I'm going to switch antennas. Sorry about that. I'm on the dipole now, the mystery antenna. How do I sound now?
That sounds a little bit better. You're still a little weak. I'm not sure what the bands are doing. It sounds like the bands are going up and down.
Yeah, the band's going up and down. I don't think we have good propagation between the Midwest and here. It's basically north-south. I've gotten everybody in New York, Connecticut, and Florida, and then a little bit over towards Arkansas, Louisiana, but nobody from the Michigan area. I think that's hard for me to get on these antennas here. But you sound good there. You're 5'7", North Carolina.
QSL, you're 5'7" here, usually, yes. But like I said, sometimes you go down and I can barely hear you.
QSL. Well, thanks for finding me. You can hear your audio on YouTube, Go Amateur Radio. YouTube, Go Amateur Radio. QSL?
QSL, thanks for contact.
Thank you for the contact. I'll take one more, and then I'll put the call signs in the description, make the video public so you guys can go back and click on your timestamp in the description. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. QRZ, one more. CQ, Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. I think we're losing the band, but I'll take one more. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. Put QSY to 10 meters, see how that looks. Is the frequency in use? This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo on 28.4365. 10 meters, 28.4365 is the frequency in use. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ and standing by. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ. We'll try a couple more times and we'll shut it down if we don't get anybody here on 10. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo on 28.4365. 28.4365, Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo, CQ, and standing by. CQ. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. CQ, CQ, CQ. Okay, we're going to go QRT. Thanks very much, everybody, on the YouTube live stream. This is Whiskey 4 November Delta Kilo. Clear.